Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Todd.
And I'm Obert. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you, land of the living, internet people. hello,
I thought
everybody.
you didn't just not have internet. I thought you had no power. You were like a frontiersman out there in the wild.
I don't remember which one it is. This house, whenever there's a wind above 15 miles an hour, I lose either power, internet, or both. So, yeah, it's basically. I feel like this is the Bronze Ages over here. I feel like this is what it's like.
I think I remember it was you had internet but no power, so we tried to record by lantern light. But
yes, that does ring a bell. And I unfortunately it didn't end up working well. I tried to use yak backs to send in my recording. Didn't go very well.
Well, luckily you don't live in a city on the coast that usually gets hit by potential hurricanes or anything like that. So nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I don't live near the coast, but I'll get rain and I will lose power and or internet. That's gonna happen.
Perhaps you should hire an electrician/internet-trician to fix your house.
Internet-trician, yeah.
I need Google to put in Google Fiber over here. That's what I need. Because even if I lose power, it's so powerful, I'll still be able to access the internet.
I didn't tell you guys this before we started recording, but my phone says we're supposed to have I have a severe weather alert for thunderstorms starting in an hour. So
oh jeez, okay, we gotta hurry up.
We better get moving.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up.
Well, yeah, but you don't live in Chris's town, so you'll probably still have internet and or power in an hour.
Yeah, but I think if I'm talking to anybody who has storms going on, my internet goes out anyway.
Oh, okay. So it's just insta death for Chris.
Right.
It's sympathy pains, sympathy internet outages.
But yeah, I think I hear the thunder starting already. So maybe we'll see if it gets picked up on the background here. But in IRL news, you guys were able to hang out recently.
Yeah, that was really cool. For those of you that don't know, I went up to Connecticut for 10 days. And yeah, we got to hang out. We didn't record in person. Some say it's just a relic lost to time. I don't know. But yeah, didn't end up recording in person. But we did go out to some breweries. It was fun. A lot of food. Ate a lot of food.
Yeah.
Food and beer. What else do you need?
I mean, fun fact, I saw Chris in person less than a week ago.
That is a fun fact. Yeah. That's a fun fact. I do want to thank you guys because we were talking about our schedule today, and being the end of August, I didn't know you guys were going to dedicate an episode directly to me, because
oh yeah,
because how at home I feel drinking 15% ABV stouts in the middle of summer. It's just
yes, yeah. This is a Chris episode for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought ahead. We were like, he didn't have power last time. We need to bump up the bass a little bit here and get us all on board.
I mean, it's touching. It's just touching. That's all it is.
I do want to, before we move on to the beers though, I want to ask you, what was your favorite brewery in Connecticut outside of Fox Farm that you went to?
This is actually in Connecticut specifically. So I didn't make as many rounds as I was hoping to. Didn't end up happening. We did hit Fox Farm twice, obviously. But honestly, I went there with you, Todd. Coles Road was really, really good. And I remember them being good before, but I don't know. I could appreciate them more this time around. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the time in which we hit them.
You've been there, 3 times now?
I think so. But for some reason, I don't remember. I remember them being good, but I was like, damn, this is phenomenal beer, really, really good beer, and cool atmosphere too, cool place. So
yeah, I think the first time we went was with Obert because it was when we were all in town during COVID.
Yep.
And then you came back in 2021, and you and I went. And I think we sat in the same spot we sat in this time, which is outside against the rock wall.
Yep. That is correct. Yep. So yeah, I guess it was my third time there.
It is. It's one of my favorite breweries in Connecticut, and nobody really talks about it. So.
It is weird. You don't hear about it very much, but I actually bought a crowler of their peanut butter something, peanut butter marshmallow, Clouds of Delusion.
Clouds of Delusion.
Yes. I almost said Fluffernutter, and I was like, that's not right. But no, it's It was really good beer. I still have it downstairs. I haven't opened it yet, so that's for another 90+ degree day down here.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, Coles Road, solid. And if you guys go to Connecticut, it's one you don't want to sleep on. You don't want to sleep on that one.
Or do sleep on it. So when I go there's never a crowd.
Or that.
It's funny you say that, Ted. I haven't done this yet, but I'm thinking about reviewing all of my favorite local places on Google with 1 star and my least favorite places on Google with 5 stars, just so everybody goes to those places and be like, man, this wait was so long. I'm never coming back here again. 5 stars.
Just, you got to keep the riffraff away from your favorite places.
Especially in a tourist town like I live. Like, people live and die by the Google reviews, It's
True.
like...
That's very true. Like, in what sense, like, talking about Google reviews, I think it's much like Untapped reviews. But, like, how often are you like, well, this one does have 4.4 stars versus 4.2 stars, so I think we're going to go to that one. Like...
I will tell you that on Yelp, I look at the reviews often, and if something has like 2 stars, I won't go. If something has like 3.5 stars, and there's something like similar that has like 4 stars, that is enough to push me over the limit of like, all right, I'll go to the 4-star place and not the 3.5-star place.
Have you ever read a like 1 or 2 star review that made you want to go to a place? Like, I'll read a review from like a Karen who was like, it was too noisy. Like, there was no place for my kids. Like, whatever. And I'm like, this sounds like it's my kind of atmosphere. I'm going here.
I have not, but maybe I should. I don't actually like read the reviews 99% of the time. I just kind of look at like, oh, it's a 2-star restaurant. To me, that means that there's a problem.
Right.
Maybe I should read them though, because if it's like, the Karen, but it's like, but the food was excellent. Maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll go there because the food's great and she won't be there.
But so other than Coles Road, Chris, did you have any good restaurants or good food you ate in your time in Connecticut?
I mean, we always hit the normal, like when we used to live in Colchester, we would hit them up. There was one place in particular that I kind of needed to go. Like, I wanted a meatball grinder, right? Wanted a meatball grinder. Of course. And there's really only one. There's only one in Connecticut. So I stopped. I was at my dad's house and like I stopped and had to stop at Green Onion and grab myself a meatball grinder. And it was amazing. It was still very good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so worried that you were going to be like, they were off.
Yeah,
No,
I was worried he was going down that path.
Oh no. It's the best. It's the best meatball grinder in the state. It's fine. Not biased.
And I mean, if you're the best meatball grinder in Connecticut, I mean, how big of a stretch is it to say
the world
best meatball grinder in the world? Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun story. I was so on a spur of the moment, I took trains into New York City, in and out of New York City, to go to Pokemon Go Fest 2023 in New York, which was a ton of fun. Met some really cool online friends and stuff like that. So really fun. On the way back, the way that we were taking the train, I had like a bit of a layover in New Haven. And me, in my infinite wisdom, like at like, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I can't remember exactly what time it was. I was like, oh, I'll walk to Sally's to get some pizza. And yep, so I walked there. It's like a 15-minute walk, nothing too crazy, at like 9 something at night. So the line, I don't know why I thought it wasn't going to be. Line was out the door, absolutely out the door. I couldn't order online either. It was like, oh. So I ended up walking down to the other pizza establishment, and it was also at the door. And I was like, I hate my life. So basically, instead of getting delicious pizza, I ended up walking 30 minutes for nothing in the dark of New Haven. It was pretty fun.
You did not tell me this.
I know. It was one of those things where, like, I don't know how many people I actually told that, but I was like, yep, that was something that happened. And you picked me up from the train station. So
yeah, you didn't tell me this at all.
Yep.
I think I even asked you, like, did you eat food? And I think you said, yes, you had something, but you didn't tell me the whole, like, pizza story.
No, yeah, because I didn't have the pizza. I had some chips, like, at the gas.
Chris was like, this story is too good. I gotta save it for the podcast.
I know.
That's it.
Yeah. Anyways, if you only have an hour, it's not enough. It's not enough time.
Good to know. Next time you're on a train through New Haven.
Yep.
Don't try and get pizza unless it's,
Or order ahead.
2 p.m.
If I would have thought I could just have ordered it to go and then went and picked it up, but it would have been fine. Did not think that. I was like, oh, I'll just sit at a table and have some whatever pizza, and nope, wasn't meant to be.
Could have easily, asked your friend who lives in the state within 20 minutes of both a Sally's and a Pepe's. Could have had the pizza waiting for you, because there's now chains. There's branches of Sally's as well throughout Connecticut as well.
Oh, really?
I mean, but if it's not the original,
Yeah,
that's true.
They're never as good.
Manchester's pretty good. It's the second official location, but
yeah,
Sally's is the one in Wethersfield is like the second location as well. But it's brand new. I have not been there yet.
Maybe next time.
Well, all this talk of pizza is making me thirsty.
Oh, I could go for some pizza.
Yeah,
pizza's
but
so good.
Chris teased it a little bit. We coordinated a theme today. We're all drinking our Goose Island Bourbon County Stouts this week. Mm-hmm. These have all been in our fridge since last November.
Yeah, 22, right? Are we all doing
maybe
22?
Longer.
Or maybe longer.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. But we got a whole Bourbon County themed episode. We're gonna have, I think, 3 different ones, and maybe we'll talk about the upcoming Bourbon County releases.
Maybe.
So hopefully you like stouts.
Well, we all know I do.
Yeah. Well, who wants to kick us off this week? Because it is Chris's dedicated themed episode, I think it's only fair that you would go first, Chris.
That works for me. I'm hoping this isn't going to be too cold. But we did take these out before we started recording, as is. And
famously, your air conditioning is off.
Right. Air conditioning. Actually, it was actually kind of like a low key, like not the hottest day of the year today. It was overcast. So maybe this is too perfect of a stout day for me to be drinking this. But I have 2022's Bourbon County brand coffee stout. So I have the coffee one. It's going to give me a nice kick here right at the end of the day. Does this have the ABV on it? Yes, it does.
I guess it makes sense thematically, though, that we start with the coffee one,
Yeah. Hopefully one of you have a nightcap. 13.2% alcohol on this one, so a little baby one. But I picked this up from one of my trips to Total Wine, the one where I said I could have spent hundreds of dollars on their bottle selection alone. This was one of the bottles. So here it is, 2022's Bourbon County. I haven't had a Bourbon County in a minute. It's been a while, so it's gonna be a nice little treat here. So here we go.
I too have not had a Bourbon County in a while, so I am kind of intrigued by how this is gonna taste, especially after drinking all those all the barreled Souls beers.
That is very true. Those definitely pack a bit of a punch, and those also pack a punch, but they have I don't know. There are always so many different adjuncts in those. They're like crazy. Like this is just like coffee stout bourbon barrel and beautifully poured. Look at that, nice thick.
Ooh.
3/4 of an inch caramel head.
That is
lovely.
impressive.
It is lovely. It's lovely. So on the nose, you get some of the stout, some of the bourbon. It smells sweet. I don't smell coffee, but maybe once the head dies down, it'll be a little bit easier to smell. But yeah, here we go. This is my first Bourbon County in a while. I think I have another one, but it's like a 2017, 2015, something like that. A barley wine that I have. But I guess that's for next Bourbon County day. So, so here we go. Let's see. How's this coffee stout gonna hold up? Yep, that's really good. That's really, really good. Geez. So off the get, I'll give you definitely can taste the coffee. Like the coffee and the bourbon work so well together. And it just, I don't know. It hits you right up front with like a nice sweeter on the sweeter side for the stout. You get the coffee in the middle, and then it kind of blends with the bourbon, and then you're left with like, I'm gonna say a bourbon aftertaste, but I don't mean like a sting. Like it's not like a cheap whiskey or anything like that. It's like nice and smooth. You get the bourbon aftertaste, which is always delicious when done correctly. Even though it is 13.2%, which is pretty high, I think it drinks a little bit smoother than some 10% beers I've had. of the same like variety or say of the same vein, the more I have of it, the more I'm getting a little bit more of like the coffee flavor. I still stand by the fact that it is a bit on the sweet side. It's sweeter than I remember them being, and then hitting you with the bourbon. It is not. It's not harsh. Not harsh. I think if you still like, if you were like not in tune with like bourbon or whiskeys or anything, it might be a little bit off-putting at still at the same time. But if you like any of that, this is, I don't know how they do it. This is very, very good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Very solid. Yeah, it's classic. It's a classic.
What else is there to say?
That's it. I mean, it's just a Bourbon County doing Bourbon County things. That's all it is. Perfect for. I mean, I'm imagining myself on a beach right now, even though it's not a beach.
Yeah.
It's not beach weather. I'm imagining myself on a beach with a nice, thick Bourbon County.
A nice, appropriately warmed up, dark glass in your hand.
Yep.
Out of 16,424 ratings. It's a lot.
Jeez. It is a lot.
And just to confirm, this is the Bourbon County brand Coffee Stout 2022 version. So that is a lot of check-ins over the course of less than a year. What do you think they rated it?
Man, these are always tough because these are some of the highest beers I think I've seen on Untapped, like throughout the years. Like just year in, year out, you're seeing high 4.25s, low 4.5s even, like for some of these. It is very good. I mean, I gave it a 4.5. Coffee, I think, like these definitely have hop hype. I think the coffee is like one of the more favorited varieties. So I think I'm gonna
a lot of untappedology going into this guess.
Well,
here.
and then like
it's like that picture of Charlie trying to figure out like who's doing what.
Papa Silvio.
Yeah.
Someone make that meme and put it in the Discord. Okay, I'm gonna give it an extremely high, and I think it's still gonna be too low. 4.39.
So it is a little bit lower than that guess.
Okay.
4.32.
Oh, okay. You said that, and I was like, it's gonna be like a 4.03. I was gonna be like, oh, well.
3.88. Yeah.
I said lower. I didn't say how much lower.
No, I know. Okay, so see. I'll take it. I was gonna say
Chris came to play today. He's not messing around.
Listen, you had to knock out my internet to get one behind me. So it's so tough going first with these beers. You know they're all gonna be monster scores. Like, they're all gonna be above 4.7.
2.
They're all gonna be under 3. We all know that.
I was gonna guess higher than 3. Now I won't.
That's a good idea. Damn, I'm so sad I gave it away.
All right. Well, do you mind if I jump in here, Todd?
Sure.
Is that all right with you?
Go ahead. The world is yours. Not my monkey, not my zoo.
It will be your zoo soon enough. I gotta say, I like the bottle cap that they have on these. It's got a nice golden goose on there. Goose Island Barrel House, it says. But okay, so I have...
Mine does not say that.
Oh, but maybe yours is older.
Neither one of them. So, my bottle cap doesn't say that.
I wonder if it's not from the official Goose Island Barrel House.
Ooh, maybe. It's a knockoff.
Chris, do you have that same cap?
I do. I have the same cap, yeah.
No. Well, what the fuck?
Todd has a forged beer.
It's the Mallard Inlet.
What is this bullshit?
I will say, so on the label, right where it says 2022, just to the left of it, it says Chicago made. I don't know if yours says that too.
Ooh.
Brewed in Illinois.
Sounds fake. Sounds forged.
Mine says Chicago made as well. It's right.
What the fuck?
It right here.
Develops in the bottle up to 2 years. Yeah.
Like right next to where they hand wrote it, like right here.
Yeah, mine just says brewed in Illinois.
Oh, you have a shitty one. You got shitty ones.
Got the knockoff. So this week for you all, I have a Goose Island, and then it says the original Bourbon County brand.
Ooh.
Sir Isaac's Stout. 100% genuine Goose Island beer, of course. Which, I mean, who would even think to counterfeit such a thing? But
I mean,
there's crazies out there.
From the original, Chicago made. That's how you know.
Chicago made
I am
2022.
pissed. I am very angry.
I hope I hope we get our own Untapped to check these in on. I don't want the made in Illinois ones. I don't want them in with my official Chicago made rating.
Well, it would bring the rating down, right?
Oh yeah.
There's no way those are as good.
I mean, this is complete. I have a whole box of Bourbon County somewhere that I don't know. If I knew where it was, it'd be sitting here at my desk right now, and I'd be looking through all these.
It's in your Bourbon County fridge. Anyway,
I am upset.
This is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with figs, graham crackers, and natural flavor. It is the Sir Isaac Stout. Took me a second to figure out that they're talking about Fig Newtons is the flavor they're going for here.
Oh, Sir Isaac Newton.
He's the guy.
It took me till now.
Very figgy. It smells very figgy when I just stick my nose up to the bottle. But let's pour it. Let's take a look. Looks delicious. I don't know how you got yours to all fit in your glass. Your glass must be bigger.
I believe they are. I believe this is 18-ounce glasses.
Yeah, I'll have to make some room. Unlike Chris, though, mine has 0 head at all.
Yeah, I noticed that. Mine had big beautiful head, BBH.
A little bit of carbonation I see popping up from the bottom of the beer, but overall, yeah, it looks just like a black inky liquid. Let's see.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
No way a T-Rex is going to see you.
Nope.
Absolutely
you're
not.
Safe from velociraptors, even, by all accounts here. I
don't think there's a single predator on the earth. Not even Predator from the movie. Well, maybe the Predator from the movie Aliens would see you.
No, he couldn't. His heat vision couldn't even make it through this beer. That's how thick it is. Yeah, it smells just as figgy as when I poured it. So let's see how it tastes. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ooh. So, hearkening back to Chris's review, this is very sweet for a beer, which, again, think if coffee is sweet, how sweet is a Fig Newton beer going to be?
Ooh, very true. Yep.
That's what you get for drinking Chicago brewed beer instead of Illinois brewed beer.
But it's not overwhelmingly so. It's not like rot your fillings kind of sweet. The graham crackers do a good job of kind of balancing the sugar with kind of a more wheaty sweetness, if that makes sense. More oaty, perhaps.
I did not know that Fig Newtons, the crust, was graham cracker. I'm just now learning this. Unless it's not, and they just did that for the crust of the beer. But
yeah, I don't think they're graham crackers, but they're kind of like the similar flavor to graham crackers. I don't quite know what Fig Newtons are made out of, but fig filling with some kind of a sweet bread around it.
Fig rolls filled with fig paste.
Fig paste. Yummy, yummy fig paste. Ooh, but now that I've let it sit for a minute, I'm starting to feel that burn. Sad fact, the opposite of a fun fact. Montana, you can only buy, I think it has to be under 14% ABV to be legally a beer in the state. So you can't buy beer over 14% ABV, and this is 13.9. So
just made it. So you can't get all of the bourbon counties for sale in the state, which is sad. But I got this one, which is not that sad because it's very good. I am not as big of a connoisseur, I think, as the other two of my co-hosts with bourbon counties, but it's fair to say I've had my fair share, more than most. Probably, I'm somewhere between the listeners and the co-hosts on this one.
I think that might be a wide variety or a wide scale for this type of beer.
Sure, fair. But yeah, I'm getting good. Again, along with that fig sweetness, I get a little bit like honey, almost mead flavor, It's maybe that like spicy honey sweetness you get. And just like some molassesy goodness. All in all, great beer. When Chris just casually threw a 4.5 out there, I'm like, I don't think mine's gonna be a 4.5 good. But like new Untapped, probably a 4.4. So I guess that rounds up to 4.5. Definitely one of the best barrel-aged stouts I've had this year. I can see drinking this, even though I know, I can see why you're a Barreled Souls Bottle Society member, Tud, because if they are able to pump out bourbon-aged or barrel-aged stouts this good on the reg, I would be too.
Well, I mean, you've had some of their beer at my house.
I have, but it's just been a long time. I'm like Chris. I'm not really chugging these double-digit % stouts all summer long.
Oh shit, Chris, we didn't drink
the
Magnum barreled Souls beer.
Oh, damn it.
Well, good news. I'll be in Connecticut in October.
I have 5 of them.
Boo.
Oh no!
Send me one. No. Send me one, and we'll just have it all on the podcast.
We'll crack it open. I'll drink a third. Todd, you drink a third, and then we'll pour the last third in a Ziploc bag. And mail it to you.
Oh, okay. See that? Perfect. There we go. Problem solved.
I know. Damn, that sucks.
I'm really upset now.
I know. We'll have to...
A, because I wanted to get rid of some of these Magnums, and B, because I wanted you to have some of them. Because I can't drink a Magnum by myself.
I know. I have the same problem. I got beers.
15.6%.
That sounds pretty steep.
It's illegal in Montana.
Yeah, Obert's not allowed to have it in his state.
Yeah, might as well be contraband. I know, but I have some verticals that I've been saving, which I can't enjoy myself. So I'm just waiting until the next time one of you comes out to visit me, where we can partake in these vertical flights that I've been saving for year over year. But anyway, back to this Sir Isaac Stout, 4.5. Yummy. I wish, my only regret is not having other ones to compare it to, because I would love to, so often we have these reviews and we're like, oh, it tastes like bourbon and molasses and sweet and whatever. I'd love to be able to do a little side-by-side comparison and see how much this really tastes like coffee and that one really tastes like Fig Newtons and whatnot. But yeah, 4.5.
All right. I mean, solid. I'm glad that you agree with the 4.5 club so far. Probably made in Chicago makes a big difference.
Oh yeah. The authentic ones.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
100%. So out of 13,771 ratings, what do you think Sir Isaac scored?
Well, I'm going to do my best to not let Chris's rating influence mine, because I don't think that's very fair, But I do think for sure people rate these in a narrow band between 4.25 and 4.5. I think that's easy to say. So and I think that's why Chris went right down the middle. I like how I'm like, I'm not gonna let Chris's guess influence mine, and then immediately I'm like, oh, but you average 4.25 and 4.5, and you get 4.38, which is what Chris guessed.
another Charlie Day thing over here.
I know. So I'm gonna say 4.35.
I need Todd to get really good, because as of right now, you're at a 4.36.
Ooh.
0.01.
Ooh. Okay.
That's going to be tough for me to take down here. Like, this is, I'm going to get a perfect score.
I don't think I've ever been rooting for you before. I don't think I've ever been
right. Would you say that you would give me? Would you say you'd send me like $20 if I just threw the?
Hey, shh! We don't have to talk about that. We can talk about that after the podcast.
That's how Ober got all. That's Ober spent over $600 getting points in this damned podcast.
It's an elaborate conspiracy where I have Tud text me a guess close enough to get on the board, but not exactly right.
Yeah.
Sometimes before any of the other co-hosts have even guessed their beer.
I'm on to you now. Forfeiture of all points.
You never checked.
It's a script.
You don't know Obert's and I's secret text message group with just ourselves.
Right.
No, you guys have mentioned it before, and I'm like, oh. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you have.
It's a rigged show.
Yeah, I know.
We let the audience in. But.
Just like the NFL.
So this week, apparently I have a subpar Bourbon County beer, because mine was not brewed in Chicago. However, it was brewed in the great state of Illinois. I brought an option to kind of decide which one to drink, but after looking more closely at one of them, it is a wheat wine. So I'm not going to drink that one. But
one's a bootleg, you're saying?
Well, so one is a wheat wine ale aged in bourbon barrels with apple, cinnamon, and natural caramel flavor, and it's called the Caramella Bourbon County Ale. Bourbon County brand Caramella Ale is what it's called. But because it's a wheat wine, I think that kind of disqualifies that one from my options for this week. So the beer that I am drinking this week is Bourbon County brand Kentucky Fog Stout, which is a stout aged in bourbon barrels blended with Earl Grey tea, black tea, and honey.
Sounds amazing.
This baby weighs in at 14.1%. So, Albert, be careful. This is contraband for you.
Illegal in Montana.
And no, on the back, it was actually so this is from year 2020. So right in the middle of the pandemic, I got this beer, and it says it's brewed and barrel aged and bottled by Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago, Illinois. So I just wonder if maybe they changed their label.
I mean, it doesn't
between
sound right.
2020 and 2022.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that I will look at my other bottles of Bourbon County to see if they're all like this, and if I don't have the stupid logo, because mine is just a goose.
Oh, ooh, okay. I see.
Yeah, it's basically the same as ours, except a little different in the fact that it's identical to every other regular Goose Island beer.
Right.
And not special and gold.
Right.
We should get we should get these made into necklaces. Like,
yeah, we could all match.
Yeah.
Like BFF necklaces.
Yeah.
So,
Todd, have you ever had a London Fog, the beverage?
No.
Now,
I know it's a Coke company, is it not? London Fog?
I think perhaps, but when you go to a coffee shop and you order a London Fog, you will get basically an Earl Grey tea latte. So it's Earl Grey tea, but with steamed milk on top. I mean,
that's kind of like a London way of drinking their tea, right? Because they drink their tea with milk.
Yeah. But with the steamed milk, I guess that's what makes it with the London Fog. So that's, I think, where the name of your beer is inspired by.
I would imagine so. Except for
I was hoping it was an Abomination collab, but unfortunately not.
That'd be good. I would go for that. For those of you out there, our listeners who might be tea connoisseurs, this is made with kilogram tea. So in case that means anything to anybody, you guys should hop into the Discord and let us know if that's something special. So it did pour dark as night, with a nice frothy head on top. The T-Rex test is gonna fail completely. Same as Obert, same as Chris's. You're not finding anything in this.
A predator, you'd be safe from a predator.
It is. I mean, it has warmed up a little bit, so perhaps the predator might be able to see through some of the cold and see a warm spot on the other side. But other than that, you're pretty much safe. The one thing I will say is that my bottle, I don't know what yours says in the back of the little flappy piece, but mine says develops in the bottle for up to 2 years. So on the back of mine, where it says the ABV, it says drink by August 12th, 2022.
So you're late.
It is
expired beer over here.
It is August 28th or 29th, 2023. So we're a little late. Maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe mine's not over above a 4.25 for a rating for myself. Maybe. I have no idea.
The suspense is killing me.
Let's dive on in. On the nose, it actually smells like tea. Bourbon tea.
Would you say it is Bourbon County?
Yes.
Over, you did such a good job editing out all the laughs. So many.
Yeah.
If that was a dad joke.
It was right there. How did you know? Oh, man.
So, for a flavor, it is sweet. I wouldn't call it overly sweet, but it does. I see where you guys are going with from it being on a sweet end. I do get a little bit of... I think
these beers are just naturally going to be sweet.
Yeah, right? High ABV. They had to start off with a lot of sugar. Had to be fermented out. A lot of adjuncts. I mean, this has gray tea, black tea, and honey. So the honey adds a little bit more sweetness. Just naturally going to be sweet. I do get some of that bourbon kick to it at the end. Not like a fire, but you could tell there's bourbon in here. You get a little bit of oakiness. And then my beer's been out since we started recording too, so it's a little bit warmer than probably Chris's was, and slightly warmer than Obert's. But I do...
On the Goldilocks scale, you have the hottest porridge.
I think it's probably exactly where... I think this is exactly where we wanted to be, and in fact...
Just right.
Obert has reminded me...
Watch out, Simba.
The temperature of this beer is 60.7 degrees.
I think that's too warm, to be honest. I think you want to drink these like in the low 50s, is my guess.
Potentially. I forgot that Chris does not know this.
Like, you're at like red wine temperature there.
Perhaps.
Red wine.
But, got to deal with what I got to deal with because I had to wait for you guys to both drink yours. But I will say, I think this has allowed the tea to kind of pop through a little bit. I don't get it on the initial flavor. I don't get it after the bourbon kick. But after a couple seconds of not drinking it, I start to like breathe out like an herbal essence that I'm imagining comes from the tea.
How does that impact the flavor? Do you like it?
I think it's a nice addition because it does. I like tea. Personally, I'm a big tea fan. I'm not an Earl Grey tea fan, but I am a black tea fan. So,
what are we? We are a beverage podcast. I feel like you can't leave us hanging there. What's your go-to tea?
Oh, I mean, probably just standard like Lipton tea. I'm a big green tea fan.
Hot, iced, both?
I prefer all my beverages iced. Every single one of them. I don't like hot coffee. I don't like hot tea. I don't like hot chocolate.
Except for bourbon barrel aged stouts. You like those room temperature.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not Jason here where I'm sticking my beer in the microwave to get it warm. But
right.
But this is getting to the upper echelon of like how warm I like my drinks. Hot tea. The only time I ever drink like a hot beverage is hot tea when I have like a sore throat, because it's the best way I found to like knock that out. But normally green tea is my go-to. That and black tea. I'm not a big fan of flavor tea either, but this is good. It's got like that nice herbaliness of a tea that you can taste there. It doesn't taste like iced tea. It kind of tastes like what I remember hot, or what we know hot tea to taste like, which is very different in my opinion. Iced tea versus hot tea have a different herbalness to them, which is impressive because that means they were able to capture that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good. I like this. I don't think I like it as much as I've liked other Bourbon County stouts. It's not like a normal Bourbon County. I've had coffee stouts from them before. I've had, elongated barrel stouts. I think I had a cola Bourbon County stout on here probably about 6 to 7 months ago.
I think that one was like 2 thumbs down.
That one was, this is better than that. I will say this significantly better. I'm going to give it a 4.25. It's not quite at the snuff of a Barreled Souls or a other Bourbon Counties.
Disappointing, but understandable.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's would I drink this again? Absolutely. If I was given this and the option of drinking maybe one of your guys' Bourbon County stouts, I'd probably choose your guys' Bourbon County stouts, especially Obert's, because you're a tough grader and you gave it a 4.5.
Yeah, you feel like the bronze medalist chugging champagne from that meme.
Yes, exactly.
Where you're like, this is by the 3rd best beer on the podcast, but I'm enjoying it anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So, what do you think the drum roll, wait for it, 19,906 other people who've checked this beer in.
So, surprisingly, the highest amount of check-ins, but it's also a 2-year older beer.
Yeah, we've had a lot of time. All of ours has the same flap. It says you should wait 2 years. So there's a lot of people collectively sitting on the beers that Chris and I drank tonight.
I have no idea how to rate this. I know that both your guys' was in the 4.3s, but I mean, this one tastes just like the others, just not as good.
It's like they went with a bold direction with the tea, but it didn't ultimately pan out, is what you're saying.
Right, like it's still better than 80% of barrel aged stouts out there. It's just not the best of the best, and I think you guys brought some of the best of the best. I mean, Bourbon County's coffee stouts are legendary, right? And then when they hit on an adjunct beer, like it sounds like they did on the Isaac stout, they're also legendary. That's what got them bought by InBev.
Right.
I'm gonna go lower than you guys, but I'm not gonna go lower by much. 4.2. No, I have it in 4.18. That's a lot lower than you guys, but so saying the 2, I couldn't figure it out. 4.18 felt right to me.
It's even lower than that with a 4.08.
Ugh.
That's what I heard Todd say, though. I heard 4.08, honestly.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 2 out of 3.
Okay, Todd got it exactly correct, but unfortunately is disqualified because he has previously checked in this beer.
Oh, shit.
When?
Todd.
When did I check this in?
This you checked in on January 28th, 2021, where you gave it a 3.5.
Ooh, controversy.
Maybe
Let's just
in the bottle.
throw this whole episode out. This one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. Oh, dang.
Interesting.
I was really hoping we were going to get, what number we on? 240 something? I don't know.
Did I leave any comments behind to like kind of give?
No, it did earn you the heavyweight level 79 badge.
Okay.
But
I mean, in my defense, I was recovering from surgery. Probably wasn't in the right state of mind. I don't even remember it.
yeah.
And I remember almost every beer I ever check in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a harsh grading, but it just goes to show that
I'm glad to know that it got better.
Yeah. Yeah. I have listener of the pod, Sal, checked in at 4.5, and the Scotty 91 checked in at 4.6. But you were the outlier here. I think you might have just been like spitefully rating it low because it wasn't as good as the other ones. You know what I mean? I think you graded it extra harshly because it was a Bourbon County Stout.
Can you see?
Maybe you had it next to other ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you see if I drank other things that day and checked in other things?
You know what? I think I might be able to figure that out, but it might take me a little bit. So while I'm doing this, why don't you bring our listeners over to Bourbon County Land 2023 and tell us what we have to look forward to this year.
Yeah, so I will do that. As you guys, as the listeners all know, I am a huge fan of Bourbon County stouts. It's my yearly tradition to go out on Black Friday. Generally, either I wake up early and go do it, or I don't go to sleep after shopping. That's a throwback to when people actually used to go out shopping at night, and now I just sit at home and order things on Amazon. But I do like to wake up early and show up in my Total Wine and wait in line. Generally, I'm not the first, and I'm not like the last. I'm probably like the 10th person in line. So I am excited about these years, or every year's lineup. And this year's lineup, I think, is pretty good. And it might actually be one of the better lineups that we've seen in a couple years. So obviously, we have the original 2023 Bourbon County brand Original Stout. Then we've got a 2023 Bourbon County brand Eagle Rare 2-Year Reserve Stout, a 2023 Bourbon County brand Angel's Envy 2-Year Cask Finish Stout, and then a 2023 Bourbon County brand Bananas Foster Stout, a Backyard Stout, which is they dove into their vault and pulled out an iconic recipe. In 2013, they released a Backyard Rye. So this is a remake of that recipe back from 2013. And then they have obviously their Proprietor Stout, and that rounds out the lineup. But overall, a year without adjuncts.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, and it's all solidly aged 2 year stouts. I mean, we got an Eagle Rare, an Angel's Envy, and then a Rye Stout, and then the only real flavor is the Bananas Foster. And I think a stout with one of these stouts with bananas in it is gonna be pretty good.
That's the one I'm most excited about, to be honest.
I wish they would tell me.
That's mostly because I'm like not a bourbon guy, so I don't quite I can't appreciate some of the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think Obert, none of the ABVs are announced for these.
Right.
So
they probably don't know yet. You know?
Yeah. So unfortunately, I can't tell you which ones you'll be able to get in your state. I would imagine that the adjunct one you probably should be able to find. I don't know if you're gonna find a lot of the other ones, which makes me excited because they're gonna be.
That's just that much more for you.
That and they're gonna be pretty boozy, which I think is gonna be fun. Chris, any of these stick out to you?
Well, I will say, jumping in here though, the Backyard Stout with mulberry, boysenberry, and marionberry sounds really interesting to me. I don't think it's gonna be that good, but I think it'll be different. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is that what that one was? I didn't get to finish reading the whole thing, but I did see it was a re-release of a 2013 beer. So this barrel-aged stout first was aged in bourbon barrels for less than 1 year. Yeah. Huh. I don't know what a boysenberry, a mulberry, or a marionberry tastes like. I'm assuming they probably all taste like a berry.
I think that's fair. And again, we're not talking about what the definition of a berry is.
Oh no, we can't go a whole episode going by with what a fruit is.
This is not a berry podcast. We're not getting into it.
But if anybody knows what a marionberry, a boysenberry, or a mulberry tastes like, Discord. That's the place you want to go.
Marionberry is a Oregon thing, and Tillamook makes a marionberry ice cream, which is pretty tasty.
To you, What does it taste like?
Marionberries, man. It's like asking what a snozberry tastes like.
I'm speechless for an answer, but I don't like it.
I'm finally looking at the pictures. I had to look it up on my own. And the cask stout, the cask finish, that's the one I'm going for. That just sounds, I love cask beers.
The Angel's Envy one?
Yeah, Angel's Envy 2-year cask finish stout. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get the Bananas Foster one.
That one does.
We'll
that
see.
one does sound interesting. I mean, the other ones are a lot of I don't know, a lot of good ones this year. It seems like.
So the cask one is interesting because it's aged in Angel's Envy for a year and then transferred to a port wine barrel.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, sounds intense.
It's gonna be very rich. I can just, I know it's gonna taste very sweet. Like you thought these things were sweet. That thing is gonna be like hurt your feelings sweet.
I want to put that one in a saucepan and reduce it down and use it as a syrup over some vanilla ice cream. That's what I want to do with that one.
Or reduce it down and put it over some Bananas Foster and drink the Bananas Foster stout with it.
Now you're talking. But I mean, I'll be out there Black Friday. You know, I think sometimes we stand a little too hard for Bourbon County stouts.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think these are special. These are still brewed by the guys who founded Goose Island. That's the big thing, is that InBev never took it away. They allowed the guys who owned it to do it. And this one, they seem like they're motivated to like do a good job. And I wonder if that's because
they probably saw your 3.5.
Well,
we're like, listen, we gotta step it up.
Chicago only from here on out.
Yeah.
That, and I wonder if they saw like InBev has been looking to like sell off some of these entities, right? You know, they just sold off a bunch of them a couple weeks ago. They're kind of in some financial trouble because, you know, they got caught in a mob essentially. I just wonder if the guys from Goose Island are maybe thinking about jumping back in. Maybe they can get their brewery back for less than what it was sold for. Who knows? It just seems like this seems like a weird year because it's like these are really good flavors and like the past couple of years have been kind of dull.
Yeah. Well, we will report back in 2 years when we drink our Bourbon County 2023s.
I mean, we got straight 2022s this year, so
that's very fair. I guess I was more referring to the what the label recommends. But I was able to pull up your check-in count from January 28th, 2021.
Okay.
And get this. The first beer you checked in that day was none other than A Descent into Madness #1 from Coles Road Brewing.
Okay.
Which you rated a 4.5.
It is a really good beer.
You then followed it up with Loose from the Axis, another Coles Road Brewing beer with cinnamon, vanilla, and brown sugar, which you gave a 3.75. And then you rounded out the night with the Kentucky Fog at a 3.5.
I probably slept real good that night. What is the ABVs on these babies? Can you read those off?
It's kind of a sandwich. You got a 14.6, followed by a 6, followed by a 14.1.
Whew. Good for past me.
Yeah, but that's funny that we brought it back to Coles Road. Not only that, but the same beer that you mentioned earlier.
No, not the same beer. Clouds of Delusion was earlier.
Oh, I don't know how I confused Clouds of Delusion with the Descent into Madness.
Descent into Madness is their bottle series. I have a bottle of every single one of those series. I usually buy 2. I drink one right away and then I save one. But they haven't released one in a while because Paulie's waiting on the barrels to finish. So they should be coming up. I think they're going to be fall items this year, which I'm super excited for.
Very nice. Do you take requests? Because I mean, it sounds like we're gonna be drinking together in October.
I've been known to sometimes be a DJ and take audience requests.
Here's what I want to drink with you this fall. I want to drink the best pumpkin beer that you can find, and an IPA I've never had before that you really like.
Like from an IPA from a brewery that you've never had, or an IPA period that you've never had?
An IPA period I've never had. I was going to say like your favorite new IPA from 2023, But I'm gonna leave it a little bit more open, but maybe I'll throw that in for as like a little inspiration for you to kind of look for.
See, this has been a year of not a lot of new IP. Like the only brewery that really comes out with like new IPAs, like new IPAs, is Abomination.
And I love Abomination.
Right. So I got to find something. That's a good challenge. I'm gonna figure this out.
Does anything come to mind when I was talking about the pumpkin beers though? Like, I know you've a long time ago the Southern Tier, right? You were a big Pumpkin fan.
It's still my favorite. That and Warlock's a good one. I mean, it's a one you probably haven't had, right? It's a pumpkin
Who's
stout.
that from?
It's by Southern Tier as well. They do a pumpkin and they do a Warlock, which is a pumpkin stout, and pumpkin is a pumpkin ale.
I always I don't know. To me, for pumpkin, the one that always sticks out in my mind is the one me and you had in Statesville.
Oh,
that was really good.
Yeah,
but
nobody has ever come freaking close to that beer.
Yeah, that was.
And it wasn't even a pumpkin beer. They called it a gourd beer.
Yeah. It was so good, though.
It was the greatest pumpkin beer I've ever had.
Do you remember who it was from?
Nope. I remember none. I bet
nothing. You if you look back in my Untapped, I know it was in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, so listeners, after a long aside, we have found the beer. It is the Gourd Rocker from Double Barley Brewing, which is their pumpkin/yam beer. 1,500 check-ins, 3.95. So
I remember it being really
this
good.
This is the beer that I expect you to have waiting for me when I come visit you.
I don't think that's going to be possible, but I will find something for you. I will have to go out of my way and try every pumpkin beer that I see this year.
We've talked about it on the podcast before, and that's that there's no good pumpkin beers in Montana because we don't have pumpkins here. So I have to go to Connecticut for some good pumpkin beers. But fortunately, I'm going to Connecticut in October, so I'm going to be basically an orange alcoholic by the end of my trip, I think.
Man, I will say that the spicy atomic pumpkin by Voodoo Ranger, or by New Belgium, but it is a Voodoo Ranger variant, I guess, is a really good one as well. That should be readily available almost everywhere. I mean, I don't know about Montana, but
no, we get Voodoo Rangers. I'll look for that one
because that one's a solid one, especially if you like a little bit of kick.
I don't trust Colorado breweries to add pumpkin to things, though. Unfortunately,
that one I can vouch for that one. I mean, as of a couple years ago, I haven't had it in a couple years. Voodoo Ranger also used to be really good, and now it's not. So
I think they just kind of sold out. I'm sure
YMMV, as the youth say.
I have a Space Force Tropical IPA Voodoo Ranger in my fridge. I thought I'll bring it to the podcast. It literally tastes like Hawaiian Punch, which is fine, but not like what I want when I want to drink an IPA, you know?
I don't think I've had a good Voodoo Ranger in years, and all of them have tasted like, not even like Hawaiian Punch, they've tasted like ass.
Well, Hawaiian Punch is definitely better than ass.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If I had to pick between ass and not ass.
Some high C or Hawaiian Punch.
Ass.
Not ass. I was just trying to think of like a collective, like anything else other than ass. I think I'd probably take anything else.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very sad because Voodoo Ranger used to be like, you knew what you were getting.
I think we've talked about this before. I've never been a big Voodoo Ranger fan. I don't know. It's just never hit for me. So
same here. And New Belgium, if you're listening, we can be bought.
Yep, 100%.
There, but we're clearly not right now. So
it's true.
But all right, I think it's time we move on to a Frosty Mug of Wisdom. Chris, I know, just a little behind the scenes. Chris texted me. He said, "Sorry, I lost power. I know I'm going to be out of town for a couple weeks, but I can't wait to do handles when we get back because I'm just so excited to share what I have with all of our listeners."
That doesn't sound like something I would say.
I also heard that he had to do like a makeup handle. So there's got to be two handles.
Right. That's right. We're just giving the mug to him this week.
Yeah.
And he's just chugging all the wisdom himself.
That's what he told me when he was here, that he had like this like Jordan, massive, awesome two-handle thing.
Take it away. You got it. Let's go, Jordan.
Play the long version.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. handle.
Mug of wisdom.
Drink.
Mug of wisdom.
Finish acclamato. Chris. Tud. Obert. Popcorn and other animals.
Mug of wisdom.
All right. Thank you, Jordan, perpetual guest of our hearts and minds and souls. Cool dude, theme song author.
Only found here.
Only found here. We own Jordan. He's ours now.
From DAWF fame.
Yes.
One and the same.
Wreck my what now? For those of you who might be new, two things. One, Bourbon County is a brand of stouts from Goose Island. They were the first ones to do bourbon barrel aging. Two, we take a wisdom-y mug of wisdom every week, and we metaphorically fill it up with 3 handles worth of wisdom. It all makes sense, trust me. But to kick it off this week, we have Chris. Chris has imparted great wisdom on us in the past, and he will continue to do so.
Such as
in the
Dawn dish
future.
soap.
Dawn Power Wash.
Dawn Power Wash.
You know, I keep getting YouTube ads for Dawn Power Wash, and I'm like,
Have you?
clearly it's a good product.
I was gonna say,
if they're not,
have you not used
it's
it
still
yet?
out there.
Have you guys not power washed?
I have not.
Oh my, really?
No.
I'm actually surprised now.
Honestly, I probably would have by now if it wasn't the worst handle of all time.
True. Yeah, they should
Like,
actually
I
sue you
reflexively
out of
don't
spite.
want to do it. Yeah.
Like you have shamed their name.
No, you guys can redeem my handle. You can come back and be like, you know what, we were hard on you for the Dawn Power Wash. No more handles for
What if
Chris. We're done.
What if I just came in and was like, you know what, guys, I have a handle. It's on Power Wash. And then Todd totally went along with it and was like, yeah. I feel like Chris would officially quit the podcast.
I would.
Yep.
I would. Mic drop.
If Obert had made it a handle, I probably would have bought it already. But because you made it a handle, no.
I'm gonna have to everything I like in the world. I'm gonna have to make a handle nowadays.
But anyway, so Chris, you've been off for 3 weeks. You've driven several thousand miles at this point. You've traveled near and far, experienced many new things in your life and world. And he's ready. He was beyond ready to share some of those things with us. So without any further ado, I present Chris's handle.
God damn it.
It's quite the lead-in right there.
I know, right? That's the best handle introduction ever for someone who never has a handle. Shit.
All right, well, maybe I'll go. How's that sound? We'll let Chris think about it.
Oh, we weren't going.
Pressure will be off,
We're
Chris.
going with the anti-handle this week.
No. It's
No
gotta be
anti-handles. No boiling hot cauldrons of anti-wisdom. I wanted to recommend a TV show.
I do have something ready to go.
Then let's let Tud take our very frosty mug of real wisdom, fill it up, first handle, go. What do you got for us?
Sure. So I'm going to go this week with something called a hero clip. So what this is a carabiner style clip that you can, I find it really useful for traveling. So the fun thing about this clip is while it is a carabiner style clip, it also has the ability to twist and become a hang clip with a carabiner. If you are curious, listeners, it's kind of difficult to describe over an audio medium. So there will be a link down in the show notes for what this is. But basically, picture a carabiner with on the back side another clip that goes up and around to form a clip so where you can hang anything that's inside the carabiner on another item. So what this comes in handy for is when you're on like a plane and you need to hook something on the seat in front of you and you could clip it on with a carabiner, this is something perfect for that. Or if you're in a hotel and you need to hang up like a toiletry bag, for example, you can clip this on there and it has a built-in hook to it. I find this item really great for traveling or just for general purposes around the house sometimes when you need to hang up something like a tool bag and you can clip this over a wall or a door or anything like that and clip your tool bag onto it. That way it keeps your tools somewhere handy in case you don't want to put them on the floor because maybe you might be working on the floor. This thing is great. It is called a Hero Clip. There are knockoffs on Amazon. In my experience, the Hero Clip is the best version of them. It is the most expensive version, but they do seem to hold up the best. They come in a variety of colors. The one in my hand currently is red, but really cool item. It's called a Hero Clip. Check it out. Link in the show notes.
Now, is this a product from that Shark Tank show?
I don't know.
It has like real Shark Tank vibes. Maybe that's just because you're such a good salesman.
I mean, maybe they should hire me and bring me to Shark Tank to sell this for them. But this thing, I will tell you this thing is awesome and it holds a shit ton of weight. Like, I've held my entire toolkit with this. It's not that big. I mean, as you guys can see, when it's closed, it fits in my hand pretty easily. Like, this thing is sweet. If you ever needed a carabiner, but you've also been like, I wish I could hook this onto something else, this thing is awesome. Like I said, unfortunately, it's a little pricey. This is like $15 for one of these. That's why I only have one of them. But get yourself a...
You get your money's worth.
Yes, I think it was well worth the money, especially with as much as I use it, especially on planes. I always seem like I'm always hooking something onto it and then hooking the hook onto the seat in front of me, like onto like the tray table or something, because it fits in there and it's perfect. Couldn't be happier with the purchase of this. I've gotten my $15 out of it.
So I'm sold. Great. But like, are you hooking like a tablet like to look at? What are you usually hooking on?
I mean, it'll hold a tablet. Generally what I do, because like a Switch case or like a Steam Deck case doesn't fit into the seat pocket, I use this to clip the handle on to the case. So the case will be suspended there.
So it's not taking up your leg room.
Right.
Your foot space.
Right. If you got like the right iPad case, this could hold up as well and hold your iPad there. It's just anything you could ever think of that you needed a hook and a carabiner for. They make one. They make an all-in-one one. And it's called the Hero Clip.
Great. Well, link will be in the show notes. Get yours, but don't get red because that's Tuds and you don't want to confuse them. I'm ready to go. I have a TV show. Have you noticed Amazon TV has been killing it lately? Because they've had some bangers lately. The one I want to bring to you today is called Hijack. I'm going to pitch it basically as 24, except instead of Kiefer Sutherland as Jack Bauer, it's Idris Elba is the main character. And he's not like a counter-terrorist agent. He's like a high-profile business negotiator who just happens to be caught on a hijacked airplane.
I'm intrigued. I like Idris Elba, so...
Yeah. The thing I enjoyed the most out of the show was it seemed like it had the same, like, very similar pacing and stakes to 24, which if you watched 24 2 decades ago, you would probably enjoy Hijack. But there's only 7 episodes in the season, so usually in a season of 24, I found like they really had to fluff it up to get 24 episodes. You know what I mean? Like back in the cable television days, to fill out a full season, they had to like throw some side plots in that didn't mean anything. Hijack, 7 episodes, start to finish. Every episode, great cliffhanger. It was a complete, binge watch show. You like Idris Elba, you'll enjoy the show. Idris Elba on a plane, getting hijacked, and he's got to negotiate his way out of it. He does a good job. It's fun. Trailer, click the link in the show notes.
The only thing I know about 24 is the clock. Beep, beep, beep.
You never watched 24?
Beep. Never.
So,
I tried about 3 years ago. And yeah. I have to say, it's not a show that ages very gracefully.
It's funny you say that, Todd, because so I was watching with my girlfriend. We were watching Hijack, and we finished it. I'm like, this makes me want to watch 24. So we downloaded season 1 of 24. Season 1 of 24 takes place in 2001. So half of the plot points would be solved if you had like
Google,
a cell phone that could text, and Google Maps. Like,
yeah,
you're like, I don't know where I am. Like this phone unexpectedly rings loud. And it's very technology focused. So they're like, send that GPS satellite to my Palm Pilot, and like, it is.
You notice
funny.
why I did not continue to watch the series after I started it, right? Like,
I could see that, but I tell you what, it is corny at times. And again, 2 decades old. It makes me really feel very old. But I'm already like most of the way through season 1. And mini handle 24. I think it holds up. Ted doesn't. I think it depends if you saw it before.
I never
watched it originally.
I never watched it. I watched a few episodes because I remember like all you guys were into it in middle. Jesus Christ,
I watched it in
middle
college.
school.
Yeah.
But I remember a lot of people that we went to middle school with were into it. So I tried to watch it. I watched a few episodes, like when we were like doing like the environmental symposium and stuff like that. But I never got fully into the show. I tried, and I got the same feeling like, all right, I've solved this episode. I called the person that needed to be called. Boom, episode over. It doesn't take me multiple 24-hour periods to figure this out.
Well, if you're someone who like bounced off of 24 but still are intrigued by the premise, check out Hijack because it solves that problem with a modern 2023 approach.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Okay, and I know, so Chris was going to go first, but he said his handle was too good. He said, I need to wait till the very end and I want to show you guys up. So, without any further ado, Chris, filling up the Frosty mug of wisdom, Adam Owitz, what do you got for us?
All right. So I don't think I've used this before. Always a good start.
It's a good way to leave into this epic handle.
Yep, epic handle. But have you guys ever had a snack that immediately
I've had a snack.
Snack?
Yeah, a snack, like like a product that you put in your mouth, and you're like, yum yum yum, this is delicious.
Like a meal, but smaller.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've had a snack before.
Like I've had a beer before. Is that a snack?
No, that's different. Listen, Obert knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like a meal, but less.
Is that one of those things like would you say like I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it a potato chip? Is that a snack?
Yes, and that's actually a beautiful segue into what I want to put over. So
Lay's.
Down south, there's a brand of chip called Deep River, which is out of Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know. I'm hoping I didn't put this one over. I'm surprised I didn't, honestly, with how many amazing handles I have. But it was something that they're kettle cooked chips that I can, as far as I know, can only get in the South. I have not seen them elsewhere.
I've seen these in Connecticut.
Are they in Connecticut? I'm not.
Literally everywhere.
I don't think they're everywhere.
Well, I mean, Chris, when was the last time you were in Connecticut?
I didn't see any. Like normally, if I see them in a store, I'm like, oh, hey, I like those chips. They're my favorite, and I'll probably buy some.
I will take a picture the next time I'm in like a.
Please do.
A store, but they're everywhere. Their salt and vinegar is fantastic.
So I have actually multiple times, including most recently this 2 days ago, have ordered bulk from their facility, from their website, because their mesquite barbecue is so freaking good. It's amazing. I also ordered the New York spicy dill pickle chip, which is also extremely good. But apparently they're everywhere, unbeknownst to me. I can't even find them in all the stores down here, so I don't know. I mean, hey.
Are you sure they're from Atlanta and they're not from like, Massachusetts?
Positive.
I thought they were from Connecticut, to be honest.
No, they're definitely from Atlanta. I know that much I do know. But if you have a chance, if you see them, they're everywhere. Literally, you're
kind of like my beer is from Chicago.
Well, no, yours definitely does not say it's from Chicago, though. That's the difference. If you see them, they're literally scattered along the streets. You can find them anywhere. Pick up a bag and try them because they are delicious. I love every flavor I've had so far, including salt and vinegar, which is saying something because it's not a flavor I normally enjoy. So,
okay, so this is the confusion I have because I saw these chips probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and from what I saw, they were from Old Lyme, Connecticut. And my limited Googling has confirmed that Deep River Snacks is from Old Lyme, Connecticut.
I thought they were a local thing.
Because I didn't think that. It's funny that you think that you found them more in the South. Because every time I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, Connecticut pride. Like
Well,
let me support.
I assume the
Connecticut
name was
chips.
from Deep River, Connecticut.
Yeah, same here. And I can vouch for Chris that they are amazing chips.
Oh, they're I will say,
Nice.
besides not knowing where they're from, they are fan-fucking-tastic chips. I mean, they're great. Because I will say, so when I Googled this says that, so I typed in Deep River Chips, Connecticut, and it says, are Deep River chips made in CT? Deep River Snacks is a family-owned and operated business based in Old Lyme, Connecticut.
Yes, but Arca Continental acquires U.S.-based Deep River Chips press release.
Oh, jeez.
2017.
This is a.
Oh, and
and that's Coca-Cola.
yeah, okay, so they got
That's right.
relocated to Atlanta.
Okay. Well, there we go.
But it does say that their headquarters is 16 Grove Street, Deep River, Connecticut.
Listen, it's best of both worlds. It's northeast.
That is
That's
one hell of a pull by you right there. That is.
See, you guys didn't think I had it in me.
I'll give you this. We should write this
Come up
down.
with a handle.
We
You're
should
right.
write this down as like your handle of the year,
Oh, anyway,
Mr. Oscar 2024.
Deep River Chips.
I'm excited for them to come in.
They're really good,
They are
though.
very good. They're very good.
Oh yeah, they're incredible.
Quick side note: we can't get Cape Cod chips in Montana.
Those are also very good.
Which
Yeah.
is sad. And like that's one of the things. So when I go to Connecticut, Todd, and I have that amazing pumpkin beer, I'm also going to be eating some kettle cooked chips because whether they're Deep River or Cape Cod, they're going to be New England based, and I'm going to love them.
So Arca Continental is also the parent company of Wise Snacks. So the Wise chips
Right.
own Deep River chips now, but they were based in Connecticut, hence the name Deep River for Deep River, Connecticut.
Oh, there we go. See?
Well, thanks for bearing with us, listeners. as
We
the
figured it
subject got progressively drunker.
I guarantee you that nobody's still listening to this podcast.
Oh
at this
no,
point.
they've
But-
all stopped. They've all stopped.
My future self is hating us
Oh yeah.
as I'm editing out minutes of us searching for gourd flavored beers.
There's been a few of them. This
But I will say that I would like to thank you all for listening, and we will thank the brewery that provided today's beers, and it's all Goose Island. I'll thank them for their Kentucky Fog, Bourbon County.
I'll thank Anheuser for their Sir Isaac Stout.
And I'd like to thank Bush for their 2022 Bourbon County brand coffee stout.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Please make sure you #follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Also, head over to Discord, join the live conversation over there. If you have any other chip brands that we should check out, drop them in the Discord. Also, if you want to help support the podcast, you can head over to Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you do get extra episodes. Those episodes are coming, right, Chris? Nudge, nudge. And you can head, if you don't want to do either one of those things, you can also head over to your favorite podcast listening app and leave us a 5-star rating and a review, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever podcasts are found. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. If not, just tell your friends and family. Hey, I got this cool podcast. You guys like chips? You guys want to hear a good whole chip podcast? Check this episode out. And with that, my name's Todd.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
Also the owner of Cheese Doodles.
Wise?
Wise, but Arca Continental.
Cheese doodles are fine. Have you guys had the voodoo chips?
No.
They're like the Zapp's brand. They're like basically the all dressed but US version. You gotta try and find these because they
Never
are.
even seen that bag.
Oh, I've seen those.
It might not be a New England thing. There might be too much competition from the kettle chips to not allow.
We do have
voodoo
like a
chips, yeah.
surprising amount of like kettle chips up here, which is awesome.
I'm sure they
but
are the
weird.
best chips.
They also own honchos, which I've heard of the name, but I can't put a bag to the name.
I don't really want a potato chip.
They're so good. That's how they get you.